Mysterious tale of the most brutal female killer of all time. Is she really threatening to take people to the other world, even after her death? Don't miss out. A dead woman's spirit will come to say what she wants from the living. You are watching Psychic Investigations, a channel for true stories. Here, people who call themselves clairvoyants solve resonant criminal cases and unravel bizarre mystical riddles using their extraordinary abilities. In this episode, Renata Stiefel, a young singer from the Transcarpathia, approached the psychics, asking them for help. Recently, the young woman's life has become hell, and it all started with the nightmare Renata had a few months ago.
I saw a white woman holding her hands like this.
When she woke up in the morning, the singer found she lost her voice. She couldn't speak, let alone sing.
It was the day of the Eurovision National Selection Final. I had to appear on stage and sing really well. I was given some very powerful injections, so I could sing at least somehow.
Since then, terrible things have been happening to Girl all the time.
I was performing at a large concert hall, and in the middle of a song, a large projector fell next to me. It was a big thing of about 20 kilograms. If I had been one step to the right from where I was standing, it would have killed me.
As the time passed, the things grew even worse. A few days later, she was hit by a motorcycle.
I was crossing the road at a crossing and feeling something hit my legs, and that was it. Then I fainted.
Before every incident that puts her life in danger, Renata sees the same nightmare with the woman in white holding to her throat.
I want to ask the psychics to help me understand what is going on with me and why every time I have this dream, I always find myself in danger.
The strongest psychics of our project, Yaroslava Fedorova and Rubina Cybulska, answered Renata's call for help.
My grandpa's spirit visited me last night. He said something completely weird. First, he told me the dog wasn't what it seemed to be. Then he said, "Look for the mirror circle." But worst of all, he said was, "If you blame the innocent, wait for stones from the sky."
The psychics go to see Renata to try to make sense of it.
Come in, please.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm really happy to see you here. I'm always having the same dream, after which I either can't sing or find myself in dangerous situations.
Renata, behind you I see something like
a sphere. Energy in the shape of a sphere. And it's transforming all the time.
Is it something bad?
Spirits may come in various shapes, as translucent silhouettes, spheres, fog, or any other forms.
Renata takes the psychics to her bedroom so they can tune in.
Oh, children's toys.
Yes. My fans give me toys as presents.
All right. And what is this?
A young woman gave it to me after a concert.
Give me the dog. Do you have scissors?
Why?
I don't like what's inside it. It's something bad. What did my grandpa say? The dog isn't what it seems to be. Wow, what a surprise.
What is this?
A needle and a thread.
a charm.
How could she? I slept next to this toy.
You take a needle and a thread and bury it in a grave for 10 days. Then you hide it in somebody's possession to take away their health and strength.
Could this charm be responsible for the things that are happening to Renata?
We've got to get rid of it.
Let's go burn it.
Something holds me here.
Rubina Cybulska checks Renata's bedroom with her magic mirror. But it suddenly slips out of her hands and shatters.
Yaroslava, over here, quick.
What is this?
When I started checking it with the mirror, it broke. That woman's spirit. She extended her hands towards me. I thought she was going to strangle me, but she pointed at something.
Where?
This corner.
What's this?
An ordinary disc with a record of me and my friends riding motorcycles.
A mirror circle. That's what Grandpa told me last night. Look for the mirror circle. Put it on, please.
Look, here, it's behind her. Look, this is the woman.
There is really a translucent silhouette in Renata's video.
It can't be. I really see a woman's image in the sunbeams.
Wait, where was it? Where is this place?
It's a 5-minute drive from here.
Let's go there.
The video in which the psychics saw the strange silhouette was filmed in the village of Novitsky.
This is it. It's the place from the video.
I see a young man who died. He lost control of his car.
The locals see the psychics and gather in the street.
And a dead woman with children.
There was a woman who died with her children.
2 children.
Yes, yes.
I see the child here, and
Yes, yes.
a car hits him.
My son was killed too. He was 5.
There were lots of accidents here.
4 young fellows crashed in a car there. Their heads got torn off.
The investigation brought the psychics to the highway of death. So many accidents on the same site.
There could be 2-3 accidents within a single month. One day, 5 people died at once. They had terrible fractures of their legs and skulls.
Whenever 2 cars collided, there were always 2-3 bodies.
Look at this road. No potholes. The marking is clear. Then what could be the cause of so many accidents?
Those people always saw something. You know, it feels like when a person drives, they see a sort of glint or flash. I was sure it was the same spirit as we saw in the video next to Renata.
A driver said that he felt something grab the steering wheel while he was driving. Something grabs the wheel.
And some shadows cross the road. They can distract drivers suddenly.
We were also going to contact you.
There was another question. Whose spirit was that, and what did it want?
Female energy. Renata, tell me, please, where did you see this woman?
It turned out that Renata first had the nightmare about the woman in white at the nearby hotel, where she and her parents stayed while their house was being renovated.
Then we stayed at the hotel.
The locals go there with the clairvoyants.
I feel the presence of the energy that we saw in your yard.
The hotel owners saw the crowd and our crew and went outside.
My name's Roman. Welcome.
I feel the connection with this spirit.
We had guests who took pictures in our yard. And when they returned for another vacation later, they showed us the photos, and there were silhouettes, like angels in them.
It turned out that the locals witness paranormal phenomena in the area quite often.
Does this mean that anybody who sees it is in danger?
A famous actress stayed at our hotel. She was visiting on a tour. She said she saw a big-eyed young woman bricked up in the wall of the hotel.
Anybody who sees her is in danger. They die suddenly or commit suicide.
The locals claim many people committed suicide here, and they killed themselves without any obvious reasons.
4 people hung themselves within a single year. It is insane.
My neighbor said her husband saw some lights and went into the woods after them. He said he was after the lights, but then he was found hung in the woods.
I was sure it was the same spirit that was haunting Renata. It caused all those terrible car crashes and suicides. It's over there. I'm being told it's over there.
There's a junction there. One way leads to the woods and the other to the castle. In the woods.
As it turned out, there's a place called the Novitsky Castle several kilometers from here. It was built in the 13th century, and now it's partially ruined. The locals believe that all the strange things that have been happening here are connected to it.
I saw it over the castle, but at first I didn't get what it was. I got scared because it looked like an angel with its wings spread. It was a snow-white shadow that was flying in circles over the castle, and then it disappeared.
It belonged to Elizabeth Bathory. Have you heard of her? She was nicknamed the Blood Countess. If I'm not wrong, she's listed in the Guinness World Records as the most cruel woman in the world. She's said to have about 650 victims.
According to historical records, Elizabeth, whose Hungarian name was Erzsébet, came from the noble Bathory family, related to a Polish king.
Elizabeth Bathory's family owned about a third of all the lands of the then Kingdom of Hungary, including the area in the modern-day Transcarpathia, where the Novitsky Castle stands.
After losing her husband, the woman was said to have become a serial killer.
Cruel execution of virgins from noble families are attributed to her. It's said that, on some of Sorceress's recommendation, she took blood baths to save her youth and beauty.
There are many films about Elizabeth Bathory. But what does the Blood Countess want from the locals?
We've got to drive her out of here or she'll bring more deaths.
I have a feeling that somebody's watching us from over there.
I feel the presence of a female spirit. She's watching and she's following us.
I'll recite the prayer over the salt and make a circle, and you close it. And I'll need candles.
It won't burn.
It refuses to. Do you see? Every time the wind blows.
You look at that.
It's terrifying. Stones started falling from the tower right on the heads of the psychics, the crew, and the locals. But these walls have been here for centuries, and crowds of tourists and locals visit the place every day. Nothing like that has ever happened here before. Can it be related to what the psychics were trying to do?
At that moment, I simply prayed nobody would be killed with a stone. It seemed a half of the wall collapsed.
We were shocked. I had so much fear for myself, Rubina, and the people. There were children there.
Did you see it? What is this? She's unhappy. Wait up, there's something strange here. Do you see her?
I don't see her, but I hear her. But I don't get what she's saying. Minden. Minden Hazuksak.
Is it some foreign language?
Yes, it's most probably Hungarian.
Does anybody here speak Hungarian?
Minden Hazuksak.
It's lies.
It's all lies. It's all lies.
Nobody understands what it could mean. What is the spirit of the woman guilty of hundreds of deaths trying to say?
While she had a husband, she was protected, but there was a man who hated her husband. The man held a higher title. He was probably a king, and so he told her, "Your husband is gone, and a woman can't rule so many lands. You will either give me part of them or marry another man." And she was shown the man she was supposed to marry, but she refused.
Wait up. Does it mean somebody wanted to deprive this woman of her land and castle?
The man was very rich. To take away her land and everything she had, he collected all the rumors and gossip from all around her lands. He was trying to convince everyone she was a killer, a sadist, a butcher.
This is why she told you. It's all lies. These lies are several centuries old. She's been labeled a killer for so many years. But it's not true.
How is it even possible? For centuries, everybody has thought of Countess Elizabeth Bathory as a cold-blooded killer.
And as a result, she was convicted and sentenced. I see a sort of stone sack.
We studied historical records and spoke to researchers who specialize in this topic until we finally found a man who studied the history of the Nowitzki Castle all his life. He thinks Elizabeth Bathory was accused and sentenced for no reason.
She was locked, bricked up in one of the towers of the Chaktiche Castle. She was delivered food through a small window. She spent 2 years imprisoned. Witnesses claim she lost her mind and sang and howled at nights. Just imagine being locked up in a tiny room where you can't communicate with other people.
Modern historians still study the materials of Elizabeth Bathory's trial. One of the latest theories suggests that the evidence presented against the Countess was unsubstantiated.
You can't bathe in blood, especially in a bathtub. Everybody knows blood thickens and can't be stored for a long time. That is, such baths couldn't simply exist.
Elizabeth Bathory died in misery, to which she was condemned by her relative, Count Thurzo, who was the man who wanted to take her lands.
Count Thurzo was in charge of the trial and investigation of Elizabeth Bathory's alleged crimes. He was also the primary witness. After Elizabeth Bathory died, he inherited part of her lands.
Do you remember the words, "If you blame the innocent, wait for stones from the sky"? Many years ago, people blamed and sentenced the innocent woman, and these huge stones and other manifestations. She didn't want to kill anybody. She only wanted people to pay attention to her. She wanted to restore her good name.
It's incredible, but we found that paranormal phenomena also occur around the Chaktiche Castle in Slovakia, which also belonged to Elizabeth Bathory.
After she died, she was buried at the castle wall. People say you can still hear piteous groans and horrific, wild female laughter there at night. Somebody cries and howls at nights in the castle, and burning fire can be seen through the windows. During the day, black cats walk inside it.
We need to release her and close the place with a circle. We need to connect the people and recite a prayer. Close your eyes and say the prayer for her. And bring a priest to consecrate this place.
I'm deeply grateful to the psychics for helping me sort it all out and understanding and feeling the stories of all the people of this village. Thank God we ruined the myth tonight.
It's unbelievable. A woman was thrown to a dungeon and condemned to a terrible death because of defamation. For many centuries, she was believed to be a killer, when in reality, she was a victim who only wished one thing: justice. If you're impressed by the story, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. Many more incredible investigations are still ahead.